Well, I basically found my career in Nashville. I mean, I was raised on country music and bluegrass, and to be able to go to Nashville and somehow, get some traction and get to play music with so many great musicians and singers was just a phenomenal experience, let alone kind of reintroducing the fiddle back into country music again. It's had its ups and downs over the years. Fiddling has historically been a big part of country music from the very beginning. But there's waves and fads, and sometimes it's left out. I happened to come into town hoping that people would listen to the fiddle again, and so I came up with kind of a new approach where I was blending styles, cross-pollinating country and bluegrass and blues and even rock and jazz and classical. When I first started doing it, people were going, "Oh, that's not country, I don't know if we could use that." And then I just was able to get on a few big sessions, like the Dirt Band and Michael Martin Murphy, the trio with Linda Ronstadt, Emmylou Harris, and the great Dolly Parton. And then that really set my whole career in Nashville on fire, and I just happened to play solos on those recordings, and then that led to me playing on about every album that was produced out of Nashville in the 80s and early 90s. It is, to win the CMA Award for Musician of the Year was beyond a dream come true. I mean, I didn't even think it was possible. There was really only one fiddler ever that got it, was Johnny Gimble, one of my heroes. And he was such a unique genius. There's just never going to be anybody like him ever again. And I was doing something different than Johnny. So, it was really something that was not on my radar. And then as I gained more prominence as a musician in Nashville, I started to be nominated. I thought, well, that was really nice, but I'll probably never win because people like Chet Atkins was winning, people like Johnny Gimble was winning. So I think that for me to break through with the new Nashville Cats and lead the charge of the current musician crop of the 80s and 90s was an idea that I had. I felt like I put myself in kind of a leadership role to make certain that people acknowledged the contributions of musicians in Nashville, because when songs are the thing that people focus on, and singers, but there's a lot of great musicians that play on those songs, and I wanted to make sure that I featured them in a project that got a lot of attention, and that was what the new Nashville Cats was all about. Well, when we were driving up today with my band, my family band, the O'Connor Band, I told everybody, I said, this is more than an instrument museum. This has the impact culturally that could really affect the entire world. It feels like that to me. I feel like this places importance on musical instruments again in a way that our culture needs right now, especially younger people, people that whose parents are not seeking out a music lesson for their kids anymore. When people see these instruments and they see them from around the world, and how each exhibit has relationships to the next one over, the next country over, right? It brings the whole world together in a beautiful and profound way, the way that artists and musicians have always seen the world. It becomes real here, because this is a beautiful instrument. This is a violin. And I often say that, even if you don't play this very well, just to hold it is a thing of beauty. That's the cultural experience that we want the kids to be a part of, and everybody to be a part of. Actually, there's a lot of adult beginners on fiddle now that they want to have a chance to do something beautiful in their retirement age, for instance, or empty nesters. And you can't do something more profoundly beautiful than promote the fiddle, promote the violin and string instruments. And there's so many string instruments from around the world here. The fact that you can, bow a string or pluck the string, that brings the whole world of musicians and musical instruments together. And MIM embodies that so beautifully. That's what I said to the band when we drove up. I said, this has the potential to make a huge cultural impact on the world. Well, I was very honored to be approached about an instrument that I could donate for the exhibit. We chose one that was my most prominent fiddle during my Nashville music days. I played this particular fiddle on 450 albums. Played it every week on the American Music Shop TV show for 4 years on national television and on and on. It is a famous fiddle, and I hadn't been playing it in a long time, 15, 20 years. I've been playing other instruments since then, and I was really gratified to be able to have some life brought back into that instrument by just the fact that it's here, it's sharing airspace with all this great instrument culture, and a lot of people will see it and hopefully be inspired by it.